Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to a special virtual job fair that we have for you this afternoon. We're going to be covering jobs available in Hendricks and Morgan County, or through what we refer to as our Region 5. I'm Dave Shatkowski from the Indiana Department of Workforce Development, and pleased to have 5 great employers joining us today to talk about the jobs that they have available over the next hour or so. Before we get started, just a few housekeeping items I wanted to cover. First of all, you'll see in your control box over on the right, in the upper right it should be, you have a couple different audio options, computer audio and phone. Either should work, but if you have trouble with one or the other, the suggestion would be to try switch. Usually phone audio is maybe slightly better, so if you are having any trouble with computer audio, I definitely would suggest trying to switch over to phone audio if you can. The phone number should be right there for you to dial in. Also, if you want to submit any questions during the course of our discussion today with the job opportunities, please feel free to use. There's 2 different options. There's a question tool and there's also a chat feature. You can use either one, although we prefer the question tool, but you should be able to click on that and then type in a question and submit it. And feel free to do that at any point during the virtual job fair, during any of the company's presentations, but we will also have some dedicated time at the very end for some questions if there are any that come in at that time. Finally, just wanted to let everyone know that this virtual job fair is being recorded. Everybody who registered will receive a link to access the recording about this time tomorrow. So if you missed anything, and certainly if you missed joining us live, but those folks aren't with us right now, but if you missed anything that's covered, you get a recording that will have video of all the slides you're going to see, as well as all the audio commentary. So with that, there's just one other thing I want to do first, and that's we have a couple of quick polling questions. We just want to learn a little bit more about our audience. So I'm going to launch those two of them right now. The first one is, are you currently employed? Just a simple yes or no answer. If you could respond to that quickly, we'd appreciate it. Give it just a few more seconds. Okay, so it looks like we're about half and half. 54%, 46%. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close that out. And then our second question, in what industry is your current or most recent employment? You'll see that come up here in just a second. So if you could choose, we got 4 options to choose from, and then another category as well. So if you could choose one of those, again, it will help our presenters know the audience a little bit better. Just a few more seconds. Okay, so it looks like about a third logistics, a third retail, a third other, and just or so, and a few in manufacturing. Okay, I'll go ahead and close that out. Well, I'll go ahead and share those results so everybody can see. All right, well, with that, I think we're ready to get moving. And to start off, or to kick off our virtual job fair today, I'd like to pleased to introduce the chair of the Region 5 Workforce Development Board, Jim Mehring, with some opening and welcome comments. Jim?
Thank you so much, David. Good afternoon, everyone. As David mentioned, my name is Jim Mehring. I currently have the honor of serving as the chair of the Region 5 Workforce Development Board. I certainly want to extend a very, very warm welcome to all of those who are participating in today's Region 5 virtual job fair. As a point of reference, as David had mentioned, the Region 5 Workforce Development Board does serve the 8 counties immediately surrounding Marion County. So if that kind of helps a little bit geographically of the area responsibility for Region 5. For businesses, Work One offers very cost-effective and convenient access to job seekers. And for those individuals looking for maybe employment, desiring to develop a career plan, maybe looking for a job or career change, finding training options, or seeking employment, Work One is a key source of information and job referrals, placement assistance, and so many other services. I'm pleased to announce that our Work One offices have been open. Staff's working so diligently to serve the needs of both job seekers and businesses in this 8-county service area. So please go to our website, www.workoncentral.org, for more information, including phone numbers for the office or offices that are close to you. Today's job fair, virtual job fair, as David had mentioned, will be presenting opportunities from the Hendricks and Morgan County areas and employers in those areas. I'm really looking forward to hearing about these opportunities and that will be shared with you today. So with that, David, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to turn it back over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jim, and thanks for everything you and your board does, and certainly the staff within Region 5 as well. Everybody's doing a lot of good work, especially during some difficult times. With that, we're going to introduce our companies and presenters. I think you can see all of our presenters through their webcams, but from Dick's Sporting Goods, we have Christine Dawson with us today. Christine is the Human Resources Coordinator. From Epson, we have Joellen Frayne. She's a recruiter there for Epson. From Nice Pack Products, we have Victoria Moisner, who is the staffing specialist with us today. From St. Gobain Abrasives, we have Erica May, Human Resources Generalist. And from Stitch Fix, we have Kim Seaton, who is a recruiter. So thanks again to all of our presenters and all the companies for joining us. They've got a lot of great things to talk about, so we're going to get started. We're going to go in alphabetical order as it shows there on that slide. So we're going to start off with Dick's Sporting Goods and Christine Dawson. Christine, take it away.
Hello, everyone. As he has said, my name is Christine Dawson. I'm an HR coordinator for Dick's Sporting Goods Distribution Center in Plainfield. I've worked for the company for a little over a year and a half and really enjoy working here. I love the teamwork and sports culture here. For those of you that don't know, Dick's is a leading omni-channel sporting goods retailer. As of February 15th, Dick's has operated more than 728 locations in the U.S. The company has also 5 distribution centers and 1 fulfillment center in the U.S. All right, next slide. Wonderful. Here at the Plainfield DC, we are hiring full-time for material handlers and processors for multiple departments on our second and weekend shift. So you can see here, this is our material handler job description here, along with a lot of other job duties. Some of our material handlers drive equipment such as pallet riders and forklifts. Though they may not be on equipment all day, many of our material handlers will be lifting up to 50 to 60 pounds repeatedly throughout the entire shift. Also, at the top of the slide, you can see our shift time for our second shift. It's Monday through Thursday, 4:45 p.m. to 3:30 a.m., so 10-hour shifts, 4 days a week. And the starting rate for our material handlers on second shift is $18.25 an hour. Alrighty. In addition to our second shift, we are also hiring for material handlers on our weekend shift, which is Friday to Sunday. They work 6:30 a.m. to 7:15 p.m., so 12-hour shifts, 3 days a week. And the starting rate is $18.50 an hour for the weekend material handlers. All right, this is our processor job description. Our main department that we hire processors for is our break pack department. This is where boxes that need to be broken down into different locations goes. before it goes to shipping. Our processors will scan the boxes and separate the product into their boxes. And this position requires a lot of attention to detail and dexterity. We're hiring for processors on second shift, which once again is Monday through Thursday, 4:45 to 3:30 a.m. And our processors on second shift start out at $17 an hour.
Christine, before we move on, if you could talk a little bit about any safety requirements or protocols that you've implemented in recent months.
Safety requirements, what do you mean?
Just with the COVID environment and everything, what kinds of changes have you made with regard to that?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. We do require our teammates to wear face masks in common areas. And so when entering the building, exiting the building, in lunchrooms when you're not eating, and then also when you're within 6 feet of another teammate, we require face masks. We also do daily cleanings, weekly cleanings. We also, our teammates clean equipment before and after use. And then also, we've also, in the break rooms, we've made sure we have proper social distancing by requiring only a certain number of teammates at each table, and things like that. So.
Okay, good. So we're moving on, weekend shift backpack processor, is that correct?
Yes. So yeah, we are also hiring processors on our weekend shift, which is, like I said, once again, Friday to Sunday, 6:30 a.m. to 7:15 p.m. And our processors on weekend shift start out at $17.25 an hour. All right. So feel free to.
So if you're interested and want to apply, just go online to the website, right?
Sorry, what was that?
I said, it looks like if you're interested in applying, you just go online to your website. You got a special spot there for it, right?
Yep, absolutely. And once you apply, you'll be vetted and contacted directly by our corporate recruiter.
So talk about overtime. Is there mandatory overtime?
So we do our best to complete our workload during the week. However, there are times that we have voluntary overtime, and other times we do have mandatory overtime. For our second shift, our overtime happens on Fridays, and then our weekend shift, it happens during the week.
Okay, and talk about benefits a little bit.
Sure. We offer a full package of medical, dental, vision, and 401k options for our benefit package. They are effective after 30 days of hire date. We also have a climate-controlled environment in our distribution center floor. We also offer an on-site gym for our teammates to use. We also have employee discounts that we offer at the stores for our Dick's Sporting Goods teammates.
Okay, sounds good. You may have touched on this a little bit, and for any of the opportunities you talked about, touch a little bit more on background requirements for any one or all of them, if you would.
Sure. So we do require a pre-employment background check and drug screen to be eligible to move forward in the hiring process.
Okay. Anything else as far as background requirements, or is that it?
That is, I mean, that's it. It's a case-by-case basis.
Okay. There is a question that came in. Is the company felony friendly, or is it a second chance company?
Great question. So once again, it is a case-by-case basis. I can't tell you yes or no. It really is a case-by-case basis and approved by the HR manager.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Well, Christine, thank you. You'll stay with us if we have any other questions as we go along. You'll be with us at the end, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, with that, thank you again, Dick's Sporting Goods, Christine Dawson, the Human Resources Coordinator. With that, we're going to move on to our second employer, Epson. And I'd like to introduce again Joellen Frayne, who's a recruiter. Joellen, it's all yours.
All right, great, thanks. Hi, everybody. I am a brand new recruiter for Epson. I started about 6 months ago, 5 to 6 months ago, and so we have some very exciting opportunities to talk about today, but just to get us kicked off. So when you think of Epson, you typically think of printers. We do also do projectors and scanners. So here at our facility, that's primarily what we're dealing with, printers, scanners, and projectors. But as a company, we do robotics, we do smart glasses, we do some very high-tech things. We've been integral in equipment and robotics for the COVID-19 vaccines. So lots of exciting things happening throughout Epson, but here we're located in Plainfield, and we have a distribution center and repair depot. So, and then I will talk about some of the opportunities that we have open.
Okay.
We are currently looking for repair technicians for our repair depot, as well as material handlers. So I have got a variety, as you can see, I've got a variety of opportunities available, and we'll dive into each one of these here next. So we've got the repair technicians. Our repair technicians will work first shift, 5:45 a.m. to 2:15 p.m., Monday through Friday. There is occasional overtime on Saturdays, and if that happens, it's typically a shorter 4 to 6 hour shift. Our repair technicians are primarily repairing printers, scanners, and projectors, following written technical procedures. So while any sort of repair experience is helpful, whether that be automotive, whether that be appliance, tinkering with things at home, putting puzzle pieces together, that problem-solving piece, that's really sort of what we are looking for and aiming for. They must be able to lift up to 50 pounds repetitively. We are moving the printers, scanners, and projectors throughout the facility. And then we have a very comprehensive benefits package. We offer our medical, dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage effective day 1 of employment. We also have generous paid time off, sick vacation holidays, short-term disability, long-term disability, and life insurance are completely paid for by Epson. We also offer an annual bonus program where you can earn up to 5% of your base amount annualized. We have a very generous 401k with match, as well as a retirement plan that Epson contributes to each year after you've reached 1 year. We offer educational reimbursement, an employee assistance program, and a slew of ancillary benefits like accident coverage, critical illness coverage, pet insurance, identity theft, things like that. So we are currently hiring technicians anywhere starting from $15 an hour for our associate level to $19.75 an hour for our repair technician 2 level. If you are hired in as an associate or a 1, or even a repair tech 2, there are lots of growth opportunities within the organization to reach different levels or specialize. We have a component repair technician position that focuses on circuit boards and things like that. So lots of different opportunities within that repair depot. And then we also have our material handlers. We are looking for both first shift and second shift positions. Again, that first shift is the same 5:45 a.m. to 2:15 Monday through Friday. Our second shift is 2:45 p.m. to 11:15 p.m. Monday through Friday, occasional mandatory overtime on Saturdays.
Let me just ask right here, is there a shift differential for the second shift?
Yes, there's a $1 per hour shift differential for any hour worked on second shift.
Okay.
And with this role, we have several different opportunities available. I have even a couple more from when I turned this PowerPoint in. So I have opportunities on our LTL team, our receiving team, our e-store team, our service parts team, our returns receiving team, our value-added services team, and support within our repair depot. Some of these positions use equipment, some of them don't. We do prefer, but not required, to have previous warehouse experience, experience with RFID scanners, reach trucks, forklifts, things like that. So these folks also must lift up to 50 pounds repetitively. So whether they're working on equipment or not. Again, the same benefits package is offered for all of our employees. And then our hourly wage, depending on experience, our material handler 1s come in at $16 an hour. Our material handler 2s come in at $17.50 an hour. And then again, for second shift, there's that shift differential available as well.
We did have a question come in. Are there any supervisor positions open at this time?
I do have one supervisory position available for inventory control.
Okay. So go ahead if you want to continue.
Oh, no, I was just going to say we do have a pre-employment process. We do a felony-only background check as well as a drug screening, and a case-by-case basis on the felonies for us as well. And then I know that COVID was a question previously, so COVID protocols, we do daily temperature checks. All of our employees are required to wear face masks and some wear shields. We have implemented social distancing throughout both the repair depot and the warehouse. We have an on-site nurse who helps manage any sort of sick or quarantine leave, and we are offering paid quarantine leave as well.
Okay, good. Talk a little bit about training. What type of training is provided or made available?
So for our repair technicians, when you come in, you start out immediately with 1 week of classroom training where you will learn the basics of what we do. And then for our material handlers, you will work with a team lead and a supervisor over that department to get trained and up to speed there.
All right, well, great. I don't see any other questions in at the moment, but there could be some at the end, so I know you're going to stay with us. But thanks again. That's Joellen Frayne from Epson. Appreciate you taking the time today to go over the opportunities you have. And like I said, you'll be back with us at the end when we wrap up. All right, well, with that, we're going to move on. Oh, you know what? I guess I missed a slide. I'm sorry. I apologize. If you're interested in applying, I apologize for that.
Oh,
Joellen,
no, you're okay.
Go ahead and tell us how we apply.
Yes, if you are interested in applying, we definitely prefer you to go to our website, epson.com/careers, and search for Plainfield. But you can also email me your resume, and that will get over to you or get over to me directly. I'm the only recruiter here, so you'll have direct contact with me, and I typically reach out to candidates within 48 hours of them submitting an application as well.
Okay, good. Well, thank you again. That's Joellen Frayne from Epson. I guess it's Epson America is the full name. Appreciate you taking the time with us, and you'll be back as we wrap up at the end. So
yes,
now we will
so
move on. Thank you. We'll now move on to our third employer, Nice Pack Products, and staffing specialist Victoria Moisner is with us today. Victoria?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Okay, awesome. Well, I am so sorry I'm not able to share my screen. My internet went out, so I had to switch devices, and it's not letting me to display my image. So we'll go ahead and just kind of do this by audio. I want to go ahead and tell you just a little bit about Nice Pack, the history of Nice Pack, our purpose, and then our open positions and overall our company. So I'll go ahead and start. Just what is NicePack? A lot of people don't know what NicePack really is. A lot of people may have, well, I've seen the name here and there. I've heard of them, but we're actually a really big company. We're a really big company. We manufacture wet wipes. So any types of wipes you can think of, we manufacture here at NicePack. The facilities I recruit for are in Mooresville, Indiana, and Plainfield, Indiana. So pretty much the Mooresville, Indiana is a pretty big manufacturing facility for our state. So we produce raw product from raw material to finished goods. And then once it's in a finished good form, it's transported from our Mooresville location to our Plainfield location. And our Plainfield location is our bigger distribution center that does a lot of the logistic types of responsibilities. So they do a lot of pick packing, shipping, receiving over there. So that's kind of where I am now. I'll go into the next slide for our employment opportunities and kind of tell you a little bit about those, of what we have
Sure.
open. So our first one, our machine operator in training. So we have, this is mainly our position that's open majority of the time for days and nights. There's usually always limited on days, but we do have a lot of night shift right now. Our facilities are 24/7, so we operate morning, night, weekends, you can name it. So the machine operator training, what they do is they are trained out there they are trained to run our machine out there that produces our product. So we have different machines out there, and they have the option to grow from in training to a machine operator 1 to machine operator 2. So there's a lot of growth within the company, and then also just within the position itself. Like I said, really no experience is required. But preferred, but not required. You have to have a high school diploma or GED. That is one thing you have to have. Have to be able to pass our required assessment tests we have, pretty basic tests that we have. And just somebody that has a really good attendance, really good attitude, somebody that's willing to do the job and willing to work in a fast-paced environment. So this position is a really good position if you want to get started in the manufacturing facility, or if you even have experience, this is a really good start, the machine operator experience. Benefits wise, we have most of our benefits start day 1 of employment. So medical, vision, dental, that starts day 1. We have an on-site clinic free to our associates and their immediate household family. That's a really good benefit a lot of people utilize. And then we have a 401k package as well, and then a NicePack contributes within that. So those are just a few basic benefits. Vacation wise, that occurs after 90 days, so we have a vacation benefit as well. Just talk a little bit more on our shifts to piggyback from what I had. So like I said, we operate 24/7. So we have 12-hour shifts. So our day shift is 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and our night shift is 6 p.m. To 6 a.m. So we operate on what is called a rotating 2-2-3 schedule. It's a pretty different schedule. If anybody has any questions, they can reach out to me directly on that. But it's pretty much you work more in one day, less days throughout the week, and really less days throughout the year as well. So that's kind of overall in that position. That position, it starts off anywhere from $17.75 to $18.75, just depending on the shift. So, and then once you get certified on machines, you have that, like, it's a potential to grow in title and then pay as well.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that career advancement. Touch on that a little bit more, if you would.
Yeah, so I mean, I talked about it a little bit. So you start off as in training. In training means a lot of people, even if you have experience, you'd obviously have to train on our equipment. We have process trainers and all the job trainers out there that works one-on-one with our associates to develop those skills on a machine. So you are assigned a specific machine that does a specific task to produce our product. Once you achieve that certification, you have the option to move to another machine, a different machine that does a different task. In each certification you get, after 2 certifications, you're a machine operator 1. So you have to receive 2 certifications to get out of that in training. And then, like I said, there's options to grow as a on-the-job trainer as well. We do that with the increase as well. So that's kind of an overall view on our training process and our growth within the position.
There was a question that came in, but I'm not sure if it's for you or if it was for Epson's. The question is, what is the e-store team? Is that part of your company, or would we go back to Epson on that one? I'm sorry.
I think that's Epson on that one. I'm not familiar with that.
We can touch on that when we get to the end. Then I saw that come in, just wanted to throw that out there. So, okay, we're going to move on to your next position. Looks like warehouse operator in training. Is that correct?
Yeah. So warehouse operator in training, this is an entry level for our warehouses. So I know I talked a little bit about our Plainfield warehouse. We also have a warehouse here in Mooresville. It's a pretty small warehouse. It's attached to our production floor. So we have entry level positions called warehouse operator in training for both locations, mainly just looking for the one in Plainfield at this time. So pretty much this is a position. Basically, they will be unloading and loading semi-trailers with finished goods and raw materials at either position. They'll be just doing different tasks as well, whether it's picking orders for customers and just your general overall warehouse responsibilities. This position also has growth as well within the title, within the position itself. They start off as in training, and then they go up to what is called a warehouse operator 1, and that's usually within their first anywhere 3 to 6 months, just depending on how much experience they have and knowledge they have of the equipment. We have started training people on the equipment. We're preferably looking at somebody that has 6 months to a year of stand-up forklift experience, just so that they can be used to operating different equipment. But we're definitely willing to train on that as well. And they same benefits as the first one. Most of our benefits are overall consistent and the same for our hourly spots. And then same shifts as well, the 6A to 6P, and then the night shift, the 6P to 6A. Right now, we only have the night shift available. That could change over time within the next few days, week. But that's overall our shifts and our benefits. Pay, they start off $16.50 to $17.50. But they, once you grow to a warehouse operator 1 and a warehouse operator 2, you get anywhere from $1 to $1.50 increase with each title increase. So after your first year, you can max out anywhere between $19 to $20 an hour to start off for a forklift operator.
Okay. And it looks like you have some additional openings as well to talk about.
Yeah. So I have a few other positions. There's just other positions as well. We have a junior staffing specialist position open. If you're interested in either of these positions, if you think you have the qualifications, you can always reach out to me as well. We have what it's called a warehouse clerk spot. This is one of our hourly spots. It's in Plainfield. This position, we're looking for somebody that has experience, whether it's Microsoft experience in the warehouse, even office experience. This one does operate on that 2-2-3 schedule. It's for the night shift. We only have one available right now. And they start off anywhere between, I think, 18 to 19 an hour. I would have to look at that. So, and then, like I said, we have a few other salary jobs if people are looking for salary roles.
Okay. And how about safety protocols? Anything new or different at your company?
Yeah, so we definitely have implemented some safety protocols due to COVID. They've been implemented over about a year now going on. So what we do, we have temperature screeners that are at our front entrance. And what they do is they take everybody's temperature, ask them general questions, and then if they are accepted to enter the facility, they're given a sticker, and then a mask is provided for them if they don't have a mask. So if you don't have a mask, it will be provided. So masks are required on the facility. We require social distancing as well. What we've done to help that, since we have so many employees, especially in our manufacturing facility, is we do stagger start times. So we have a group of people that start at 5:45, a group of people that start at 6, and a group of people that start at 6:15. So that helps where it spreads out, and so we can do the 6 feet apart. And then we've implemented just different things in the office area as well, and then out on our manufacturing facility. And then, as you know, we manufacture wipes, so we have wipes throughout the facility, sanitizing wipes, and we provide those if needed.
So before we tell people how to apply, and you may have touched on this, but talk about plans for your company's expansion.
Yeah, good question. I have not talked about that yet. So like I said, we're a pretty big growing company. So we have 2 facilities in the Indiana area, and now we're looking to add a bigger facility in Morrisville, Indiana. It's about 1 to 2 miles away from our current facility in Morrisville, so more in the downtown Morrisville area. That's looking to project to break ground in a few months, actually, and looking to be finishing that project May of 2022, if not a little later than that. So that is a big, exciting expansion for us. And that expansion comes with additional positions and different opportunities that's going to come arise in the future. So more to come on that, but that's an overall view of our expansion that's coming up in the next few years.
Well, great. So if somebody's interested, tell us quickly how you can apply.
Yeah, if you're interested, the quickest way to apply is obviously to put in an application online, because that's your general process of what you do. So you go to nicepack.com/careers, and then you go to the location you want and the position you want. The application takes about 10 to 15 minutes, but you can also email me. Email is the best way, or give me a call as well if you have any questions, and you can email me your resume if it's not allowing you to attach on the application. I try to get back to all applicants anywhere between 48 to 72 hours of applying. So once you submit, or if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.
Okay, and we did get actually a couple questions, but I'm just on the same subject. Just talk about background requirements and whether the company is felony friendly. So we do, so if you were selected to be hired for the position, we do 2 forms of new hire screening, which includes a background check and a drug test. The drug test is done at our medic clinic. The background check, really the only form I can say is we go back 7 years and we do case-by-case basis. Pretty much general what it sounds like the other companies are doing as well. Okay, well, good. That's Victoria Moisner from NicePack Products. She's a staffing specialist there, and thanks for your time discussing the opportunities you have, and you'll stay with us as well if any more questions come in. And with that, we're going to move on to our, okay, thank you again. With that, we're going to move on to our 4th employer, which is St. Gobain Abrasives. I'd like to welcome Erica May. Erica?
Hi, I'm Erica May. I work here at St. Gobain as an HR generalist. St. Gobain is a building materials company. There's many different divisions of the company, and we make different types of specialty glass, plastics, insulation, shingles, siding. Here specifically at our facility, we distribute grinding wheels and sandpaper. The company itself is also 350 years old, and it's based in Paris. So it's got a lot of history to it as well. You can flip to the next slide. All right, so we have a few openings. The first one is an order picker. This position, the associates go out through the warehouse floor, pull the orders for our customer, and prepare them to be shipped out. It does use motorized equipment. If you've never used motorized equipment before, that's okay. You just need to have the willingness to learn to do it. This position also, it is a physical type position. There's a lot of picking up items, bending, twisting, moving, stooping, kneeling, crouching. There is overtime worked here as well. It could be a 10 or a 12-hour day. Right now they've worked 8 hours about the past week and a half. So it just kind of depends on what our needs are from our customers. High school diplomas, if you don't have one, you need to be able to get one within a year of being hired. So we also look at that as well. And you can move to the next slide. This is a picture of the tugger, and this is what the order pickers use to go through the warehouse aisles. So instead of having our people walk through every bin and every aisle, we let them use these tuggers. And the equipment is made by Young Heinrich. There's a little cart that goes on the back of the equipment, and that's where they place the boxes and the items that they're putting together for the customer. And you can go to the next slide. Okay, reach truck operator. This position, it will vary just a little bit depending on what department you're working in. If you're on the inbound side, you would use the reach truck to do putaways and replenishments. If you're on the outbound side of the warehouse, you would use the reach truck to help fulfill larger type orders. The reach truck, we do give training for that as well. We have a lot of people that start out as an order picker and then they move up through the company as a reach truck operator. The supervisor will train you on the reach truck. Once they're able to certify you, there is an increase in pay as well. Again, you know, pretty much the same criteria as the order picker position. You just need to have the willingness to learn to drive the equipment and do the job. So next slide, please. This is a picture of the reach truck that we have here. Again, the Young Heinrich equipment. And all of our equipment is also new within the past year. So some people, you know, they prefer to work on newer equipment. So we've got it. So next slide.
Real quick, talk a bit, kind of interesting question, but what about shoes? Do you require safety shoes?
We do require safety shoes. Doesn't necessarily have to be a steel-toed shoe. It can be a composite-toed shoe as well. You do need to have those for your first day of employment. After 90 days of employment, you are given a $100 credit to purchase safety shoes through a company website.
Okay, good deal. All right.
Yep. All right, so all of our openings are on all shifts. And like I said, we do have regular overtime, and we offer a shift differential on second and third shift. We do have a weekly payroll as well. You can sign up for direct deposit, pay card. Those are definitely the two main ways of getting paid. There is a pay increase after your first 90 days of employment. You also earn paid time off after 90 days of employment, and then you'd get the shoe allowance as well. Effective on your first day are your medical, dental, and vision benefits, and those are through Cigna. There's also life insurance coverage and short-term disability coverage. We do have employee discounts as well. We also offer optional benefits like pet insurance, identity theft insurance. We have a very rich benefit package. We also have a matching 401k, and employees can enroll in that as of their first day as well. And we do have a retirement accumulation plan. So there's 2 different retirement plans. And then we also have a monthly bonus based on our site goals and if we achieve those or not. Next slide.
Before we go on, just talk about the shifts a little bit more. What are the specific hours for each shift?
First shift is 6:30 to 3. Second shift is 2 to 10:30, and then third is 10 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. And then most of the overtime is attached to the beginning portion of the shift as well.
Okay. All right. So if we're interested, what's the next step?
We have different ways you can apply. You can go to our company website and apply online. You can also apply in person if you want to do a paper application. Some people are more comfortable with that. You can come to our office and apply. And then we also do interviews while you're here on the spot. Our recruiter's name is Melissa, and I've got her phone number there. And you can give her a call and ask if you have further questions. You can always give us a call. We'd be happy to answer them. And then we've got our address there as well.
Okay, well, great. Now, just real quick before we let you go, I know you talked about safety as far as shoes, but what about COVID protocols? What, if anything, have you implemented there now?
Well, everyone is required to wear their mask. We have also, we have a company that comes in and they do cleaning throughout the building several times a day, actually. We have, following social distancing measures, and we have separated our lunches and breaks. So that there's not as many people going to break at the same time. So that kind of helps keep people a little separate. Trying to think of what else. We also have plexiglass at several of the workstations to keep people that are working at a desk separate as well. We do have rubber gloves that are available if someone would like a pair of rubber gloves, and we have hand sanitizer throughout the building also. And then we also have a company COVID guidelines that we have to follow. So if someone is ill, there is a guideline and a process that we do have to follow to ensure that everyone stays healthy and that we're not continuing to spread COVID. So.
Okay, well, it sounds like you have a lot there that you're doing to keep everyone safe. So again, that's Erica May from St. Gobain Abrasives. Erica, thanks for your time and for being with us today, going over those opportunities. I know, again, you'll be with us if we get any more questions that come in here when we wrap up in 15 minutes or so. Well, with that, we're going to move on to our 5th and final company and presenter. And I'd like to bring back again and reintroduce Kim Seaton, who's a recruiter for Stitch Fix. Kim?
Hi, hello guys. My name's Kim Seaton. I am a recruiting and culture supervisor here at Stitch Fix. I have been here with Stitch Fix now for 5 months, so not super long, but really in the grand scope of things, Stitch Fix has only been here since about like June or July. So if you're not familiar with Stitch Fix and what we do, we are basically a clothing retail company, all online, all e-commerce. Our main service that we provide to our customers is a monthly subscription box. Kind of a generic look at what we do. We have a monthly subscription box for our men's and women's line. We pair each one of our customers up with a stylist, and those stylists work from home. They're all remote. They go through based on data and information that our customers provide. They pick out 5 very tailored garments or some sort of non-apparel accessory. They pay a $20 styling fee, and we pretty well ship that order to their home. At that point, they have the opportunity to go in and purchase the items that they love, the items they want to keep, and then send back all of the items that they don't want to keep. So again, that's just a really low-level look at what we do. There's a lot more to it than that. We also have more of your true e-commerce shopping experience where like your typical shopping online, you see something you love and you want to purchase it. You know, we do that here. We ship all of that out from this location. Here in the Plainfield area, we're really fortunate. There's a lot going on right now with us. We have 2 locations now that we just opened. So the first one is our main facility. It's about a 750,000 square foot facility located just off of Ronald Reagan. This is the home for our men's line and our women's line. And then just down the road, maybe not even 3 miles from here, we have a smaller location, which is about 350,000 square feet, which is where that facility is the home for our kids line. So a lot of opportunities, a lot of hiring going on. We're still very much in kind of an exciting startup phase right now. So you can.
Before we move on from this slide, just real quick, talk about the company culture, if you would.
Oh, the company culture. Yeah, so Stitch Fix, what makes us unique is we are a warehouse only by name. So we have your typical your warehouse departments that we'll talk about here in just a second. Like we have your typical pick, pack, ship processes, but that's really it. We have a very young, very fun culture here. All of our policies here that we live by are very unique. The way that, you know, we call it our Stitch Fix OS, which is just our Stitch Fix operating system. It's our Stitch Fix Life. For folks that we bring in and we put through the interviews, we're really looking for 3 very unique traits. So we expect all of our associates, everyone on our team, to be bright, kind, and motivated by challenge. And we talk a lot about that. So we have a really good thing going on here with our Stitch Fix culture. It is a great place to work. It's a great environment. It's the best place I've ever worked and I love it. And so we like to keep it that way. So yeah, we talk a lot about our culture here. Also, some of the other things that we do in our break rooms. So we have at least 2 break rooms in each one of our warehouses. And we keep those fully stocked with free food, free snacks, free drinks, just about anything you can think of in there. And the expectation is that our associates don't have to go out and purchase food on their own. They can completely come to work, you know, not have to worry about going out on their own, purchasing food, getting up in the mornings and preparing their lunches. We have a lot of associates that come in and eat breakfast in the morning and just kind of eat our food all day long. So that's one of the great things that we do. We also have company meals typically every month. We do a lot of catering. We spend a lot of money on those meals for our associates. But overall, I mean, it's a unique culture. It's something to see for yourself for sure.
Well, good. Thanks for that. Let's go ahead and jump into the jobs.
Okay, so in both of our locations, they're very similar in the jobs that we're searching for. We have a lot of open positions. We have 4 main departments. So again, if you've been in a warehouse, they're pretty typical warehouse roles. So like our receiving function, our inbound team, they're responsible for unloading the trucks that come in. They're responsible for processing all the freight into inventory. Every piece of clothing that comes in gets a scan tag associated with it. And then it also gets replenished into inventory, which is also a part of receiving. As far as our returns, so everything that comes back from our clients goes through our returns. We offer free returns for everything that we ship out within the first 30 days. So as you can imagine, especially our women's line, women can be pretty indecisive about what they buy. That is a huge department for us. We process through a lot of returns. Again, they have a very small dock team that unloads their trucks. And then a lot of what they do is just kind of stationary computer-based work, QCing products that comes back into our warehouse, and then also putting it back into inventory. Our outbound team is a pretty typical outbound team. We have picking, like order picking, or you may have also heard it called like order filling. It's really all the same for us. That position itself is probably the most physically demanding job that we have here. It's just a huge walking element. We don't have a lot of freight that comes in that's heavy. You know, when you're picking, you can just imagine like picking clothes out of your closet. That's really what that job entails. From there, once orders are filled, they go to what we call QC, which is very similar to just your typical packing position. So the clothes come to you, you scan them to verify that they're correct. You're doing a quick QC, making sure they're not damaged, and then everything gets packed into the box to get shipped out. And then also in our outbound team is all of our shippers, like our dock team. They are palletizing all of the boxes and orders that are going out. They get shrink wrapped, and then they get loaded onto the trucks to head to our customers. And then lastly, our final department is our support team. So they are kind of like the behind the scenes, making the magic happen with everybody. We have our cycle counting, our inventory control. They handle our supplies and our hospital. They also run something very cool we also have here is an associate store. That team also handles our associate store, and then what we call refix. So they also have a facilities team that builds all the racks and all of our flat pack modules that come in. So they're really kind of all over the place. It's a fun role to have. We are hiring for all of them. One thing that's unique about us, we don't have any power equipment, so there's not a lot of training that's involved. All of our processes are very simple and very easy to learn. We rely heavily on technology, and we have like the best technology out there. And so everybody coming in, it's very simple to learn.
A few quick questions came in. We can hopefully address these very quickly because I know we need to move on, but what opportunities are there for a maintenance technician?
So maintenance technician, right now we really only have one maintenance, what I would consider a maintenance technician in our facility. At this moment, there's probably, just being totally honest, there's not a whole lot of opportunities right now. But okay. As we grow, we are adding in. So one thing to kind of, as we think forward to what Stitch Fix is evolving to, we're looking for ways to maximize our space in this warehouse. So we are continuously adding in conveyors. We're considering adding in a mezzanine. So as we grow, there might be some come up, but right now we only have one on-site maintenance person.
Okay. How about, are there any e-commerce jobs?
E-commerce jobs. So we are a totally e-commerce based company. Again, like as we're growing, right now we just have our base positions open. And as we grow, when we start branching out, we are establishing some other positions. So we have like a merchandise ops associate that we're looking for. We have a front desk associate that we're looking for. We are starting to branch out and kind of define some more of our roles. But the idea is that we are going to offer those positions to all of our internal folks. We're also, as we grow, opening up a lot of our hourly supervisor roles, which are pretty typical. They're called leads. And those are roles that we're not looking externally for. So we want to give the opportunity first to our current associates and try to help them develop and grow with us.
Okay. And last one for now, is there a weight lift maximum?
So right now, we don't have a lot of heavy freight. We are super fortunate. The expectation coming in is that you can lift at least 25 pounds, and that's a good idea. You think through everything that we have. Again, most of what you're lifting is clothes. So like you're shopping, you're picking clothes out of your closet. That's generally what most people handle. There are a few roles like on our dock where as you're unloading the freight, you may have like a large box of maybe shoes that could be a little bit heavier, but typically most people in our warehouse will not be lifting like very heavy freight at all. So our jobs are really good for all different varieties of people.
Okay, good. Let's move on. We want to talk about benefits and perks real quick.
Yeah, I will go quickly. So first off, I did not mention our pay. So we have a newly updated pay rate of $15.46. So we're really excited about that. That went into effect just a couple weeks ago. All of our healthcare benefits, which we have a full comprehensive package, they start on day one. So there is no probationary period or waiting period. You're eligible as soon as you come into the building. That includes your medical, dental, vision, all of your random supplemental insurances, life insurance. We do have an awesome 401k with a company match after your first year. We have your HSA accounts, your flex spending accounts. If you're looking to form your family, we have benefits for that. We also have emotional and behavioral support that is out there. We have, again, like our free food and snacks, we consider that one of our benefits. We have a pretty healthy PTO accrual. So for your first year, you would accrue up to 3 weeks. We also have, which is my favorite thing, we do have 10 paid holidays every year. So like your normal 6, your Christmas, Thanksgiving, but we also have 4 other days throughout the year that we are off for, which is amazing. And you're eligible for that pay on your first day. So again, there's no waiting period to get your holiday benefits. And then again, along with our culture, like the free snacks, free beverages, day in, day out. We do a lot of partying here. We like to have fun. You know, we take our jobs very seriously, but we brag, we don't take ourselves very seriously. It's pretty cool. I want to touch real quick on our on-site associate stores, because I think we don't give that enough credit. So each one of our facilities has an associate store. So all of our clothes are heavily discounted in those stores. Here at this site, we have our men's and women's store, and everything in that store is either $5 or $10. Down the road at our kids facility, we have a kids store. We have sizes 2T up to like children's 16 and 18. Everything in that store is $5. It's all brand new clothing that for whatever reason we can't sell it to our customers. It's not damaged, it's not bad. Some of it's just clearanced and seasonal, but it's a great way to save money. And it's one of those benefits that's not really typically considered a benefit, but it really is.
Okay, sounds great. Now let's talk about what we need to do if you're interested in applying.
Okay, so if you're interested in applying, you can go to stitchfix.com /careers. We do ask that you submit a short resume. You can even just type it in if you like, with just about 2 years of work history, if you have that available. And then after that, everything is done pretty well through email. So you can expect to get an email with an individualized link. So you can go in and schedule your interview at your own convenience. And then from that, you schedule your interview and you get to come in and meet our team. Also, one note, sometimes those emails stick to your junk mail. So if you don't see it, don't forget to check your spam.
Okay, good. Well, thank you. That's Kim Seaton from Stitch Fix. We've passed the top of the hour, so we're going to go to our final slide, which is Q&A, and there have been a couple other questions that came in earlier. The one I wanted to go back to, and I'm not sure, I think it might have been for Epson, but I'm not positive, but the question was, what is the eStore team? So whoever that might have been, if somebody could jump in, I'd like to bring all of our presenters back in. If somebody could jump in maybe and perhaps answer that, that would be great.
Yes, that was for Epson. Our eStore team is our e-commerce team.
Okay. All right. Makes sense. There might be a few others coming in as we're closing, but those will be on, all the presenters will get those questions and they can address those directly after the conclusion of this program in the next day or two. So with that, I think we're going to go back to just some closing comments. So I'd like to bring back Christine Dawson from Dick's Sporting Goods for just any final or closing comments from her.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming, and we're excited to generate more and hire you guys. So feel free to apply. We're super excited about it. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Christine. And we just heard from Joellen, but let me bring her back again. Any final thoughts from you?
Grateful for everybody that attended today. Just looking forward to hopefully exceeding your expectations as an employer and developing and growing our team here.
Okay, great. Well, thanks again for being with us. And again, would like to bring back Victoria Moisner from Nice Pack Products. Any closing comments or thoughts from you?
Hi, yes. Thank you guys so much for whoever attended. Thank you so much for attending. If you have any questions about Nice Pack's history or our careers or even our career advancement, please go ahead and feel free to reach out to me. Thank you so much.
Good deal. Thank you. And again, Erica May from St. Gobain Abrasives. Closing comments from you?
Sorry, I was on mute.
Okay.
Yeah, we're, just excited to have new faces in the door and looking for people that are willing to learn and that are eager to come to work every day and ship out some sandpaper and grinding wheels. It's very exciting over here at St. Gobain. So hopefully you'll check us out. If not, you can always come in and say hi and apply that way.
All right, sounds good. Thanks again. And finally, again, we just heard from her a few minutes ago, but Kim Seaton for some final words.
Thank you, guys. Just want to say thank you for your time today. Good luck in your job search. And if there's any questions that you have for us, please don't hesitate to reach out or stop by the warehouse. Come check it out. We'd love to have you in and show you around.
All right, well, thanks again to all 5 of our presenters and the companies they represent. A lot of great opportunities out there. I hope everyone takes advantage. And to close today's program, I'd like to bring back Jim Meering, the chair of the Region 5 Workforce Development Board, for a few of his closing thoughts. Jim?
Thanks, David, and thanks to each of our presenters. Every time I have to start out with wow. Just the energy, the professionalism, and my gosh, the knowledge. I mean, how in depth and how well you know your companies and how well you present these opportunities. So thank you to each and every one of you. Just an outstanding job today. If I've done my math correctly, we're in the neighborhood of probably 45 plus opportunities that were presented today, which is outstanding. I'm always struck by a few things. Here I've heard in more than one occasion growth, and that I find particularly encouraging when our businesses are seeing those opportunities and are excited about the growth opportunities in their businesses that they're seeing. Today, one thing that struck me was business models, the different varying models that are out there, and our businesses themselves, where you have a Stitch Fix that's like virtually brand new, clear up to St. Gobain, who's 350 years old. So what a wide variety here of opportunities, and the businesses have been around. The other thing to those who are participating is I'm sure you probably heard it, but how employee-centric the businesses are. There's, my goodness, benefits available day one. Things like employee assistance, tuition assistance. I was particularly excited with Stitch Fix, and I'm sure the other businesses look internally first to give, current employees opportunities first, which I think is just outstanding. And that gives employees opportunities and things to look forward to. And then, of course, the things that are available additionally, like financial planning, pet insurance. One, I think it was St. Gobain, had 2 retirement plans, which is kind of unheard of right now. So just so many opportunities, some pretty cool companies. So I really do appreciate your time, and thank you so much. Again, I just want to say, please be sure to visit the websites that have been provided, and you'll get a copy of this presentation. And that'll be the information available for you to see the positions that are open. And thank you too for making yourselves available for even for direct contact. I think that's really neat as well. As a reminder, may need to, if the need arises, please use Work One via www.workoncentral.org. I can't close, it's just amazing too, without a special thank you to Bob Burge, David Chetkowski, and Sally Eisbrenner, and the host of others that work just literally tirelessly to be sure that every possible opportunity is made available in our efforts to meet the needs of the communities we serve. So I'll close by saying thank you to everyone, our presenters and those who participated today. We really appreciate it. We hope you found it both helpful and informative. And I'd like to say good luck. And I really, really wish you the very, very best. Thank you, David.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.